Listing photos can be the sole reason why one Etsy shop has 5 sales while another one has 500. And also, you need to be including more than just photos of your product in your listing photos. Because people are visual shoppers. Most people don't even read the description, but they do look through the photos. And because of this, it is imperative that you put all essential product information in your listing photos. So think of it less like listing photos and more like listing slides. You are creating a visual and informational slideshow or PowerPoint, if you will, helping and convincing your customer whether or not your product is for them. In this video, I'm going to go over everything that your listing photos should include so that they look great, clearly explain your product, and turn views into actual sales. And we will focus specifically on digital products. Plus, I have put together a totally free resource to make your listing photo life easy, which we will go over and I will show you how to use it at the end. Okay, let's get into it and we will cover the must-haves first. So like the things I absolutely think that you need to include, followed by some optional extras that you can include to really help your shop stand out. Starting out with our must-haves, there are 5 of them. The first and most obvious is going to be your product photos. I know this one seems very obvious, but you should have 2 to 3 product photos or mock-ups. I generally recommend 2 to 3 and no more than that, because if you do have more than that, then customers might just think that all of your photos are different variations of product photos, so they stop swiping and then end up missing your more informational slides. If you do want to include additional ones, just include the extras at the end if you do have additional slides remaining. Your 2 to 3 photos should show your product looking realistic and in use. I won't get into how to create mockups in this video, but I do have one on how to create mockups for free in Canva if you want to check that out, which I will link in the description. But for these 2 to 3 mockup photos, you can show your product in different angles or use cases or different sizes. If you sell invites, maybe show what it looks like printed, and then another one with it next to an envelope, and then another one where it's on a phone so you can show them that they can send it digitally. If you sell a digital planner, show it on a tablet, and then another one on a computer screen, or a stylized version where it is on a desk next to a coffee mug with the planner pulled up on a laptop. Basically, show how it can fit into someone's life. And a couple quick tips. Number 1, keep your colors and vibe consistent across all of your listing photos. It makes your shop look cohesive and professional. Number 2, use realistic looking mock-up photos, and I cannot emphasize this enough. Don't just slap a screenshot of your product on a brick wall background. Even a simple Canva frame with shadows on a realistic looking background can make your product really feel tangible. And number 3, don't overcrowd your photo. Make sure the focus is on the product itself. And the second type of slide you should add to your listing photos is going to be a how it works slide. This one is critical, especially if your buyers are new to digital products. This is where you can clarify that what they are getting is a digital product and that they won't be receiving anything in the mail. So show a step-by-step visual like purchased, edit, download, print, or purchase, download, open in Google Sheets. Make it so obvious that it is digital, because someone somewhere will be thinking that they're going to be receiving something in the mail soon if it is not in your face obvious. And you want to keep these steps short and visual. Use icons, arrows, or just simple text overlays. If your product seems complicated and they have to go through 10 steps to be able to use it, it might stray them away from purchasing it. Even something as simple as putting 2 steps together, like edit and print in the same one, can make it come off as being simpler. And if your product requires Canva or another tool, you can show that by putting some kind of blurb that says something like edit in Canva with a free account, or showing a screenshot of the editing interface. It helps reassure the buyer that it is user-friendly. A how it works slide sets clear expectations from the start. Okay, the third must-have listing photo type is going to be sizing detail. Buyers want to know the exact size of the thing that they are going to be getting, especially if they are going to be printing it. And I just talked about this in a recent video, but a couple of weeks ago, I went looking for an 8x10 mock-up for a sign that I created, and I could not find anywhere in the listing photo, the description, the title, verifying that this was an 8x10 mock-up. And because of that, I ended up purchasing one from another shop. Sizing is generally very important to the customer, so be sure to include that. This could be dimensions in inches or pixels or ratios. And if you include multiple sizes or formats, show a visual size guide. For example, stack images images or create a graphic comparing different aspect ratios. All right, and the fourth must-have listing photo type is going to be a what's included slide. And while this might be incredibly obvious to you, it might not be to the buyer. Buyers want to know exactly what it is they're getting. Again, this is another clarity providing slide. First, you want to break down the file type. Is it a PNG, a JPG, a PDF, a spreadsheet, a Canva template? Is it a combination of multiple of them? Are there multiple sizes? Are there options to print multiple on a page? If you can provide clarity without the customer having to reach out to you to ask, then you will probably convert easier. And this is actually a really good slide to combine with your sizing detail if your sizing is very simple, like if it just comes with one size, because you can just put that size underneath the photo of the product or the description of the product type on this slide. Okay, and the fifth and final must-have listing photo type is going to be a what's editable and what's not editable slide. And this one is specific to selling templates, so if you are selling a ready-to-print file, you don't need to worry about this one. But if you are selling templates, I think that you absolutely do. This slide can be a very simple bullet point list of what can and cannot be edited. More than likely, the editable parts are going to be the text, while the uneditable parts are going to be things like the graphics, the background, the size and orientation of the file. This just makes sure that the customer has, yes, you guessed it, clarity over what they can and cannot do with the template so that they don't end up frustrated that they can't move things around that they thought that they could. Okay, now let's talk about some optional but potentially very beneficial extras. The last one can really help you increase your customer order value, but let's first start with social proof. And social proof is essentially just proof that people like your product. This will generally just be in the form of a 5-star review, so if you have good reviews, include one of them in a stylized photo. You would just share a screenshot or a short quote from a customer's review, and do note that you will need the customer's approval to be able to use that in your listing photos, but if they were very happy with your product and service, it is highly likely that they will let you do that. Social proof builds trust and reassures buyers. Reviews are a huge indicator of whether or not someone chooses to buy something. Personally, I head straight to the reviews when I am shopping online, and of course customers are going to know that just a screenshot of a positive review on your listing photos isn't the full scope of your reviews, but I do think that it can still kind of psychologically help to see the positive review. Okay, the second extra slide you can include is an FAQ slide. Again, this is optional, but if you do have an extra photo slot available in your 10 listing slots, then it can be helpful to include some frequently asked questions. You don't even necessarily need to put anything new on here, but it can be a good place to put all of the important information together in one spot. Just come up with the questions that you often get or may anticipate getting and list it out in a simple Q&A style format. You might feel like you are repeating yourself a lot, but that is okay because clarity sells. The clearer the expectations and the delivery are for the customer, the more likely they are going to be happy with their product because there are no surprises. Okay, the third and final optional extra is going to be a matching product slide. And I feel like this should really be in the must include section, but I know not everyone has matching products right out of the gate, but if you do have matching products, you want your customer to know about it. I am positive that a lot of my multiple product orders come from me having a matching product slide. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be matching, but just complementary, essentially just something that the customer might also want if they are shopping for that product. And one thing to note is that you want to make sure you specify that the matching products are sold separately so that the customer isn't confused thinking that your product comes with the matching products that are in the listing photos. Just include some mock-ups of the matching items and point them to a link in your description that will take them to those matching products. And that is everything that you should be including in your Etsy listing photos for your digital products. And I'm going to give you a template of all of the listing photo types that I referenced in today's video, which can be easily customized to match your brand colors and fonts. It will be a customizable Canva template so you can really edit anything on them. Sometimes it's nice to just have a starting point even if you want to make a lot of changes. I will put the link to it in the description below so you can access it there, but first real quick, I'm going to show you how you can customize it to your brand in literally seconds. Okay, so on the first slide, there is a branding key, and in here you can just click on the item on the left, whether it's the colored circle or one of the text boxes right here, and you will click on it and then you will change it to your own branding colors. I put some recommendations over here for like kind of what shade of color you should use that it looks right. So I'm gonna go ahead and change this one up here to, let's say, like a super light pink. And then it'll give me the option down here to change all. So once I click change all, it will change the background of all of these to that color. So then we are gonna do the same things with the other one. So for this circle here, I'm gonna change it to, we'll stick with the same color palette and I'll just kind of go like a dark red, and I will click change all. And again, that will change all of my elements. So like these here and these parts right here, and then the lines on the outside here, and then going back up to the top, I'm going to click the text. And for this, you will change both the font and the color. So like, let's say I wanted to change this one to this font. I'm gonna click change all, and then I'm going to change the color to a, let's say like a super dark gray, and click change all. Same thing for this one. We're going to do a different kind of cursive. Let's do this one here, change all. And I still need to change the color on this one. We will do another shade of pink, change all. And same thing on the last one. Change the font. Change all, and lastly, change the color of it. I'm going to do a dark grayish red. And then as you scroll down, this will all be updated with your own branding, colors, and fonts. Okay, that's it for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.